Okay, for today we are going to grab our rulers and we are going to locate 1/2 inch on our ruler. As you can see, this is where 1/2 inch is. You are going to begin to mark 1/2 inch from the back side of your final project. So what I'm doing here is that I'm skipping every 1/2 inch on my ruler. So 3.5, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6.5, 7, so on and so forth. I'm going to do the same on the lower bottom of the paper so that I can then eventually connect those two lines and make a straight line. And you'll see what I'm talking about a little later. 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6. Okay, so now I'm ready to connect these dots with those dots on the back side of my final watercolor piece that we did the other day. So the top line with the bottom line, I'm going to make a straight line. Now you're going to continue doing that until you get lines, vertical lines, from left to right all the way through. So you end up with a striped background. All right, I have completed all of my lines. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to cut on those lines. So we're going to end up with strips. All right, now that I have my strips ready to go, you are going to be needing some masking tape, and I'll explain why. That's because we're going to weave our strips together. So begin by placing a few strips vertically, side by side. Here I decided to create a pattern, so I've got 2 yellow at the top, and then I'm going to do 2 red at the top and alternate. So get them as close together as you can without overlapping. Okay, I decided to do 10 strips. Now what you're going to do is that you're going to use some masking tape, or painter's tape is fine, and you're going to tape your strips down and secure them onto the table so that they don't move. Next, you're going to grab another strip, but this time you're going to weave them under and over, under and over, under and over, under and over, so on and so forth. So we're skipping every other strip, going out, under and over. Okay, go ahead and slide that all the way to the top. Pick up your next strip. You're going to start the opposite pattern of under and over. So if you started under and over the first time, you're going to go over and under on the second strip. Here I'm going over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over. So as you can see, I am alternating. I'm creating a weave effect with my strips of paper. We're creating texture. Now there's already texture with our lines and our color that we did before, but we're also creating tangible texture with our strips of paper. So you will continue to do the same thing, over, under, and alternating until you run out of strips. Now, as you could see, you end up with a woven surface where every other strip is over, under, over, under. And because the bottom can slide out, we're also going to go ahead and tape that bottom strip down so that it doesn't move out of place. Okay, now that you've taped it in place, you're going to go ahead and peel it off your table carefully. And as you can see, the back side looks pretty neat. Okay, now you're either going to grab a Elmer's glue, a glue stick, liquid glue, whatever you have at home or whatever I could provide in the classroom. You're going to decide how you want to glue your woven piece in your sketchbook. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the liquid glue, and I'm going to add some glue to the back. As you can see, I accidentally slid one of my strips over, so be careful when you press down your piece. And then you're going to carefully peel that tape. Okay, after your piece is completely secured, you're going to cut the ends that hang over the edge of the sketchbook off, and then you're going to use those extra pieces to weave over, under on the extra strips on the side. Alright, as you can see, I decided to weave another painting that I had that had purples in it, and I decided to add it to my page for an interesting color composition. So if you have any other images that you would like to add to this page, go ahead and do that. What's cool about this technique is that you can essentially weave any two images together and create an interesting abstract illusion as you create texture as well.